Welcome to a new video from the Parts channel. Well, I'm going to make a short video but one that I find very interesting, for all of you who have a vehicle with an ADBLUE system. Or are thinking of buying a vehicle with an ADBLUE system, if you use little the car. Or you drive a few kilometers, my advice is that you do not buy a vehicle with this system. I am going to explain why. Let's see, what is ADBLUE? ADBLUE is a mixture of urea and water. 32.5% of urea and 67.5% of water. This is important, pay attention. Urea is obtained from synthetic ammonia and carbon dioxide. Here what is interesting is the synthetic ammonia. Why? Because ADBLUE, when heated, it releases that synthetic ammonia, and uses it to reduce the nitrogen oxides that are in the exhaust gases. Good, but what is the problem? Let's see. Before the deposits of ADBLUE, or urea, you see it there, they were under the vehicle, normally in a vacuum bag, so there were not the crystallization problems that there are now. Look, this can be twisted perfectly, that bag, and what happened? They started using ADBLUE deposits larger, but they put filling caps that did not release the vacuum. But the tank is not one of those plastic bags, and the problem here is that when the vacuum was not released, as the ADBLUE was consumed, it went away, creating a vacuum and the tank was shrinking, and in the end the tank burst, and the ADBLUE, which is corrosive, damaged the electronics and the motors, and the entire tank had to be replaced. And it is very expensive, and since there have been so many problems with this, what they did was put later some plugs that did release the vacuum, but what is the problem here? Just as the vacuum is released, the water that is in the mixture of ADBLUE, as I say, has a mixture of urea and water. That water evaporates, and when the water evaporates, you will see the plug as it is, the urea begins to crystallize, and that is where the serious problems begin. As well, or the tank burst with the old cap, or it did not burst with the new one, but it was allowed, which is what is happening now, for the urea to crystallize due to lack of water. There you see how the cap is, you see that it is full of those crystals because the water evaporates. Well, you see that what urea produces are those crystals. That is precisely why, because of the lack of water in the mixture. That is why I tell you, if you use the car a lot, you do not give the water time to mixture of urea and water changes too much because that water evaporates, but if you leave it stopped for a while, the water begins to evaporate and those urea crystals begin to accumulate, and in the end, they end up damaging the entire ADBLUE tank, which is why my advice, if you rarely use the car, look for a car that does not have this system. That is my advice. Well, here I leave you this short video. If it has been useful to you, then don't forget to give a like and subscribe to the channel.